Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We're just gonna wait another minute or two and then we'll get started. All right, we're gonna get started. Good morning to those that just joined us. I hope you guys are having a great Tuesday. So while I was doing some trainings on Mac Center, I know a few weeks ago I showed you guys how to opt in to receiving leads from Bold Trail. However, if you did not sign the agreement, you're probably not receiving the leads. So I wanted to show you guys step by step. If you have your laptop, feel free to follow along. If not, just take notes and then at least you know where to go and how to opt in. So there is an agreement. You should definitely have a conversation with your manager. We're all gonna say, yes, you can opt in, but it does have a checkbox that you have to check in saying that your manager has approved you to opt in receiving leads. Uh, just so I see some of you might not be from New Jersey. If you're not, you can still stay on. You guys can also do the opt-in. But anything else that I discuss is just basically for New Jersey. Tyler starts at 10 for his Bold Trail training. So I'm gonna share my screen. And if you guys have questions, please feel free to ask me. All right, so please just one of you tell me if you see my screen.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So you're gonna go to remax.net. This is our Mac Center. You must log in with your remax.net email. That's the only way. If you don't know your remax.net email, please reach out to your manager. But at this point, we should all have our login. You're gonna sign in. You're gonna come into this page. Once you're on Mac Center, you can either go to apps and tools, or usually if you save your favorites, they'll come up right on the screen. You're going to go to platform Mac Tech powered by Bold Trail. So you're going to click there. And if you have not went on this website, this is our CRM, please do so. We do a lot of trainings with Tyler. So I hope you guys are utilizing. So this is your main screen. You're gonna go, if you look on the left side of my screen, you're gonna go where it says Marketplace. That's where you wanna click. Once you're on Marketplace, you're gonna see all the different tools that you guys can opt in purchasing leads, buyers, sellers. Don't do any of that. You don't have to. You can just scroll down. Of course, when you're looking for it, you can't find it. Right here, MacTech Lead Concierge. You're gonna click on that, and then this is the page. You're gonna click on opt-in here at the bottom. Now it's gonna tell you how it works. So when a consumer submits a question, requests a showing, or asks for a home valuation, a MacTech Lead Concierge reaches out immediately via calls and text. If the consumer doesn't respond immediately, concierge will continue follow-up for a full year. Once they've contacted the customer, the concierge will build a profile including their location of interest, time frame to purchase, and financing status. And then it's qualified, conversation-ready referrals are delivered directly to you with helpful notes from the concierge, no bogus leads. So this is actually, I know agents in the company who have received these leads and they are legit, they are closing on them. So they're not one of those, if you receive a Bold Trail lead, just so you know, when they reach it out to you by email and text, that means they already had a conversation. So it's not somebody who wants to have a conversation on WhatsApp. So you're gonna click next. So this is your review of the terms. So this is something you guys all have to do. It's a 30% referral. Okay, it's not negotiable. If you sign in to opt in, it's not like per client, it's a straight 30% referral. You can definitely read the terms if you want to, which you should. And then you're gonna click here. I have read and agree. And then I have my broker's approval to receive referrals and share referral fee upon closing with the client, which is 30%. If you take a lead from Bold Trail, they will send you notifications to update the system. So if you're showing properties, if you were ever on a platform like Zillow, you know how that works. You have to, they want you to make sure you update your lead. You can't just leave it as a new lead. So once you check here, you can just sign your name and then next. And then obviously it's going to say confirm your contact information. Make sure you're using your remax.net email, your cell phone number, and then you agree. And then click submit. Mine is giving me an error because I already did it, so it's not going to let me do it again. But if this is your first time, it's going to say confirm, please check your email, and they'll send you a signed copy of the terms that you agreed, which is the referral agreement. Any questions?
Is this the same as Movoto?
No, this is not Movoto. This is completely different. This is through Bold Trail from KV Core, our CRM.
Donna, where was the tab? I'm sorry, I couldn't find the
That's okay.
marketing tab.
So when you go to Max Center, are you already on KV Core?
I'm in Max Tech, Bold Trail, marketing tools and features right now. I'm not sure if that's the right tab.
No, you're gonna want to go. So if you're on Mac Tech by Bold Trail, click on Marketplace.
Yeah, I went to Marketplace, which I couldn't find because it was off the screen. Marketplace. I went to Marketing. That's the
Not
problem.
marketing, Marketplace.
Got it. Okay.
And then you're going to find a tab that says Max Tech Lead Concierge.
Got it. Okay.
You found it? Okay.
Yep.
Hey, Donna,
So,
is there some
yeah.
way that you can actually give us like a little trail from beginning to end? Because I lost you in the beginning. I was having a hard time signing into the Mac Center.
Sure.
So that we
So
have.
you're going to log into Max Center, right? You can go to Apps and Tools. Then you're going to go where it says Platform. So it's your KV Core, right? But now it's called Mac Tech powered by Bold Trail.
Okay.
All right. So once you're there, you're going to, mine is now loading. On your left side, where you see dashboard, contacts, listings, deals, go all the way to the bottom where it says Marketplace.
Okay.
And then now you see it says Discover Marketplace. You're gonna go to MacTech Concierge, Lead Concierge.
Okay.
All right, so once you're there, you're gonna click on opt-in. Just so you guys see here, it says pay 30% referral when a Remax referral you've been assigned successfully closes on their home, so you're not paying anything. It's not like they have weekly or monthly meetings about this. It's just, remember in the past, you used to receive remax.net or remax.com leads. Now it's through Bold Trail. And you have to opt in. If you're not opt-in, you're not going to receive any leads. So
I got a
Max,
question about the leads. Are they people that are just looking at wherever you're getting these leads from and checking on properties, or are these people actually checking off a box to say, I want information on this specific property?
I read it before, so it could be people that are either asking a question about a property, looking at a property, and then the concierge from Bold Trail will do the first initial contact with the consumer, and they'll find out what are they looking for, what's the time frame, what areas are they looking for, and then they match them with somebody in the company.
All right, and just so you know, those of us in a closer office, all of us are still getting leads, not in Bergen County. I live in Northeast Bergen County, and all my leads, 90% are from either Ocean County, like Brick, Toms River, those areas, or Florida. Once in a rare while, I may see something in Bergen County, and that hasn't been fixed yet. I just want to make you aware of that.
It
So
doesn't
thank you.
have the same issue.
Right, so it also matters what you guys, how your Max Center is also set up. It's so, which I'll show you guys next. I just want to make sure everybody got this part.
Yep.
Okay, so you all gonna opt in, correct?
Yep.
You know what? We have somebody, a very successful story from my Sea Caucus office. She closed over, I think the property was 1.4 million. And it could be your luck because the moment she opted in, she received the lead like 2 days later. And within 45 days, she was able to find a property and close. So it's a lead that she did not have. Yes, 30% might be high. I think it's still better than, you know, Zillow or Movoto. Like it's still very reasonable. And you never know, that 30% referral can turn into many, many more referrals from that client. So it's worth the shot. Especially if you guys don't have enough clients at the moment, or if you're just looking to expand more. Now, where are those leads coming from? It's so important, you know, Tyler from our manager from Arizona, he's been doing the 6-week training. This is the second time. He's really helping you guys. You might think like, oh, I don't want to do that. It's important because he's going step by step of how to set up your profile. It's important for you guys to have your Max Center with the areas that you service. So if you just kind of leave the default, it's going to send you leads from all over the state. You have to be specific as to where you're willing to go. So if you have not done that, I highly recommend that you guys go on our hub. There's all the trainings are recorded. Today we're, you know, obviously we're past the profile stage. That's week 1, but they are recorded twice already. It helps you guys set up your profile. You know, it's hard for me to do it all in 30 minutes, but I will tell you this, any changes you want your Bold Trail profile to show up, you have to make the changes on Max Center. You cannot change anything on KB Core by Bold Trail. So if you want your profile changed, you have to go here under profile. So let me just see. Settings.
Max.
So you click on update accounts. And then here, so obviously yours is gonna look a little different just because I have a lot more information for the offices, but you make sure your license is there. Service areas, what do you guys have here? Is it default? Do you have anything at all? I put all the counties because, you know, if I receive a lead, I'm gonna pass it on. However, with you guys, only put in the areas that you're willing to go. You can either do it by county or city. So maybe let's say, for example, Bergen County, you might not service the entire Bergen County. You only have specific cities or towns, then you guys can do that. Right here. So here's the office service area. Obviously, we can't change this. I'm from Morris County, so these are my default. So I can't change those, but I can change here, right? You can edit and add as many as you want, again, by county or city or town, whatever you prefer. That's how your leads will be transferred to you. So if you you know, if you have a default, like let's say you're from Bergen County, it only lists Bergen County, but you want to go to Essex, Passaic, Hudson, make sure you have that as well.
Is this being videoed so we can refer back to it?
Absolutely. This will be on our hub as well.
Okay.
If you guys go to goremaxselect.com and then just go under Mastermind, you have the Friday Mastermind, the Tuesday Mastermind as well, and they're all recorded. But this is important for you guys to make sure you have this. This is why you're probably receiving leads that are not even in your county. Any questions?
Hey, Donna.
Yes.
So if I get the error message, it means I'm already good to go, right? You said?
That is correct. Yep, you already did it.
Because I did that like weeks ago, and obviously I haven't received anything. As far as what Robert was talking about, where like in these leads are all over, is he getting it through here or is he getting it through Zillow or where are those coming from?
So it has to do, so just so you guys know, Ari, I don't think it's you, right? You're from Remax Select, they're from Signature Home. It's a little different and it's really hard to find a solution, and I would rather, it's probably has to do with how their profile is set up on Max Center.
Because I don't think I got a lead, a single one in like years on Max Center. And Zillow's like months. So I don't
Is
know.
your profile all set up?
I'm looking at it right now. I mean, it looks like it's pretty much set up. I'm going to go through and add every little detail.
Yeah, it's also important that all your details are there. That's how they're gonna match you. Like if you just have a profile photo and your phone number and no bio or very, not much about you, like no descriptions or anything like that, you might not get leads. Again, I'm not saying you're gonna get a lead every single day, but if somebody goes into, if they're looking at a property and let's say on Google and then Remax come up, they click on it, they say contact agent. And if your profile is set up to service that area, you will get a lead. And don't ignore it because it might look like, oh, you have a new lead. And you might think like it's one of your leads and you might just ignore it. You only have, they don't give you the whole day, right? Probably less than an hour. If you don't claim it, it's gonna go to the next person. So make sure general info, all filled out, professional details, all filled out. Personal, your bio. So please make sure you do that. That should help.
When I click edit like my profile, it doesn't look like yours. Or I don't see where like the professional stuff is. And
Mine is just a little bit different because of I have a manager account, so you might not see exactly what I'm seeing.
I don't see like the service areas.
I was listening to something I didn't.
Hold on, let me just mute everybody.
There
And
was
then
a
are you-
surge. Oh, thank you.
Okay. So you're on Max Center, correct?
Yeah.
All right, view my profile.
So mine looks a little different though. When I look at mine looks like it says Max Error powered by Bull Trail. Mine the wrong one still. Is this like the other one?
You're on the wrong one. You're on your Bold Trail account. You can't make any changes there.
Okay, so let me
You
go
have to
to.
go on Max
I got you.
Center.
All right, Max Center, view my update profile.
Mm-hmm. Update account. And then you should see this.
I mean, yeah, it looks just like yours now. So I just haven't got anything for years.
Max Center.
So just make sure that first, I'll call you later today and we can do a Zoom just so I can look at your profile. And just remember with Bold Trail, guys, this is like new. It just started about maybe a month and a half or two. Before it was like, I'm not saying Remax.com was any better or that you received leads all the time, but again, you don't miss anything. You have to be active, make sure you're logging in. I'm just gonna mute again. Please mute yourself if you're not asking questions. Thank you. If you're never logging into your MacTech by Bold Trail, like if you're inactive, why would they send you a lead? So please, if you're using your CRM, they'll see that you're active, then you'll receive them. If you just go in once in a blue moon, they'll see that you're inactive for, a couple of days, weeks, months. They probably will not send you a lead. These are being handpicked. It's not just automatic. Since we have about 10 minutes, about 8 minutes left or so, do you guys have any questions on anything else that's been happening? Whether it's dot loop, new forms, CO, rentals, anything that you guys want to utilize this time to ask me questions.
Has anything changed with Zillow
As far as what?
as far as the amount of leads that anybody's getting, or because I haven't had my phone call even ring. It used to ring, at least ring, even if I wasn't able to accept it or go to, an appointment within 3 hours or whichever option I had. I just haven't had it ring at all.
So that's, as you guys know, we have Lauren who's in charge of Zillow, so I am not aware of anything. So Ari, the best thing to do with that is speak to Lauren.
Yeah, I think we have a Zillow meeting tomorrow, so I'll ask her.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Also, I was just on the real estate commission website today, and it's actually kind of interesting, and just looking at different fines that agents receive for, it's anything really. So I was just looking at the ones from 2024, and one agent received a $2,500 fine for doing a rental and getting paid directly. So please just make sure you guys know, whether it's off market or not, you need to process, even if it was $100 renewal, it has to go through the brokerage. Don't ever accept payment directly. It's not worth your license. And so please make sure, don't forget to do that. Also, we're just kind of weighing in on when you guys are doing renewals for your investor clients, sometimes we just do it for no fee, right? We'll just write up the lease. We don't collect anything. We just do that so that way they can continue sending us business. However, now that tenants are if a tenant has an issue with the landlord or vice versa, they're bringing up the lease. The lease that we write is for licensed realtors only. So like somebody who's not a realtor will not really have access to this unless they're a member of New Jersey Realtors. So now I think you guys just need to start thinking about it. If you're writing renewals, are you taking a fee? If so, how much are you charging your client? And what else are you guys requiring from tenant or landlord to get to draw up the lease? So please make sure, just start thinking about that. Is it even worth it? Or are you guys sending just blank leases and let them handle it on their own? Because, there was one scenario where the agent was just being kind and wrote up the renewal lease, did not collect the payment, and the tenant went after the landlord, and the landlord didn't comply with whatever the tenant wanted. The tenant now went and filed a complaint with the real estate commission, and the agent is involved because their name was on the renewal but with no fee. And then just remember, when you waive a commission, you have to get written permission from your broker, which is Rob Lazar. So you can't just decide, be like, oh yeah, I'm not going to take any payment for it. You're still responsible for your split and franchise. So just please remember that you cannot just go and say, oh, I won't charge anything on this. Tyler,
Um,
are you? Yes.
And I do have a question. What is I just want to make sure. So when you say for the renewal, what is if we charge, what does that bring us to? I mean, so your example is that agent didn't charge the landlord and use their realtor contract. So what should we do? I mean, in short.
If so, there's nothing written like what you should do or not do. I think the best case is if you're doing a renewal, then take a fee for the renewal, or just don't be involved with writing the lease. Like if they're gonna renew the lease, then you should not be involved if you're not collecting a fee. Right now, we're just waiting to speak to the New Jersey Realtor, one of the attorneys, just so we can get a better understanding, so I can guide you guys. I just wanted to bring this to your attention. If you are doing that, just like speak to your manager, make sure that you're doing the right thing. You know, if you're not collecting a fee, don't write your name on the lease.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Tyler,
Yes, good morning.
good morning. How are you?
I am well. How about you?
Good, I'm doing well.
Good, excellent, excellent. Staying warm, I hope, trying to at least.
Yes, trying to. So the floor is yours.
Okay. And am I okay to start recording?
Absolutely. Let me make you a host. It's already recording, so you're good to go.
Perfect. Okay, I see it just went away. Perfect, perfect. All right. Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning to the agents here in Arizona that I think are starting to come online. And to all of you on the East Coast, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. It's nice to be a part of such a great network of agents within the RE/MAX system. And yeah, hopefully you've had a chance to sit in on one of these sessions previously. And if this is your first one, welcome, obviously. My name is Tyler Lee, and I'm general manager at RE/MAX Excalibur here in Scottsdale, Arizona. And we have an office in Tucson, about 2 hours south of us. We are a part of the RE/MAX Select Group, became a part of the group about August of last year. So exciting times for us indeed. And I know that the network is continuing to grow. So if you're part of one of the new offices or one of the offices that's new to the network or new to the family here, welcome. We are excited to have you. So today I'm going to be talking about utilizing listings, either your own fellow agents or even other company listings to generate impressions, maybe drive some leads, essentially just kind of stay top of mind and reminding people that you are actually in real estate and engaged and actually kind of know what you're doing. So what we're going to be utilizing is called the Bold Trail system, formerly known as KV Core. So if a lot of you are familiar with KV Core and you hear the word Bold Trail and you don't know what I'm talking about, it's the same exact thing. Nothing has changed. Just maybe some like colors and icons and things like that. So Bold Trail, KV Core, same thing. And I'm happy to answer questions as we go through this to address any challenges or issues that you have run into. So I'll do my best to address all of those. I'm going to share my screen here. I'm going to be keeping an eye on the chat log as well. And I'm going to do one other thing here that I always try to do, and that is I want to make sure you have all of my contact information and the information for product support, so that if there is a problem, you can reach out to me, or if there's something just flat out broken, you can get in touch with product support and they can help you. So I'm not an employee of RE/MAX. I don't have access to the programming language of Bold Trail, and I can't really get in and fix things, but I can kind of point you around, tell you what works and how to use it and where to find it and where to click and things like that. So I'm a great how-to guy. I wouldn't call myself a fix-it guy because I don't have access to everything that the product support team at headquarters has. So If something just flat out is broken, you know it's not working right, product support is probably going to be your fastest way to get a resolution. I've posted my contact information and my online calendar. So if you want to book a 15, 30, 1 hour one-on-one with me where we're doing this, kind of going through something step by step, interacting with the system, I'm happy to do that for you. And then again, the product support information is right there as well. So this is the 4th week of the series that I've done on Bold Trail. I've started cataloging the recordings that I've created from week 1 and through. YouTube, for whatever reason, decided it didn't want to have my content on the channel. So I guess I was talking about passwords too much and it flagged the video. And so I just put everything into a Dropbox folder, and that's what this Remax Tech Tuesday link is for. It just goes straight to a public Dropbox link with the latest videos that I've created. The first series, this is the second time I've done this. The first series I produced, if you will, for whatever reason, YouTube did accept it. I just posted the link to all of those videos in the chat as well. So if you want to go see a recording of a different session from the last series, you can do that. So you've got all of them there. And then under the Remax Tech Tuesday link, that's all the newest, latest, greatest stuff. So just really want to keep all this information in front of you so you can get the education, get the help, get the training, get the support that you need to utilize the system, or that you want to have to utilize the system. So, all right, let's get into it. So we go to remax.net to access the platform. You can also, we will get into the Bold Trail app in another session, but for now, we're just going to be using the web interface. So you go to remax.net. For some reason, it's not allowing me to sign in. So let me refresh that. There we go. So if you don't know your username or password, click the link. Don't ask your staff what your password is. They don't have access to it. You'll just have to reset it using the forgot username or password link right down here. I've highlighted it in blue. So if you don't know how to get into the system, or it's just not working for you, use that. And if all else fails, you've got the customer support number down below. They can help you reset your password and get you into the system. So click sign in. And then what you're looking for is the platform MaxTech powered by Bold Trail app. Now, I've got these apps bookmarked, if you will. That's these little tassels here. If you make it not blue, it'll just kind of fall into the shuffle of all the apps. If you don't see it, click on apps and tools up here on the left-hand corner. And if you scroll down, you will see all the different tools available to you within the system. I always encourage you to get in and kind of check those out, play around with them. But again, for today, we're going to get right into the Bold Trail system, and we're going to click on the platform MaxTech powered by Bold Trail tile. So let me get my notes back up. I kind of got off track there a little bit. Perfect. All right. So I am not really an active agent in our marketplace. I'm more on the support, training, management side of things. So I don't carry active listing inventory. So some of this you might see like one listing or of mine that I'm going through, and it's actually a property that I helped my family sell a little while ago. But for demonstration purposes, I'll try to make those distinctions, and just know I'm not going to have a ton of my own content to share for demonstration, but I'm certainly going to show you how you can share your content and what you have. So leveraging listings and market data is really what we're talking about here. So what I want to do is get into listings. So I'm going to go to listings here, and then if I want to do something with one of my listings, I'll click on my listings. If I want to do something with a fellow agent's listing, you can go to company listings, but right now I'm just going to click on my listings. Now,
Tyler, I don't know if it's just me, but I only see your notes. Is it just me?
am I sharing the wrong screen here? It might be sharing the wrong screen. Okay, yeah. Let me fix that. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Very good. I need more coffee. That's my problem.
Okay, thank you.
It's 8 o'clock here. I've been up since 4:30 and had a rough night of sleep. So there we go. I'm good to go now. Thank you very much for calling that out. Perfect. We are back on track. All right. So let's see. I'm gonna mute everyone. We got a little static going on in the background. So if anybody wants to talk, just unmute yourself and we'll talk about it. All right. So for my listing, so like I said, I've got my one listing that I sold a little while back, family member's home. You can create assets from here. So if you click on my listings, it's automatically going to bring up your data, your listings, and everything that's in there, stuff you've sold, things of that nature. But what I find interesting is you can actually go into MLS listings here. And then what you have to do is you have to hit the clear button. Now, what's going to happen is it's going to allow you to have access to all of these listings in your marketplace. So yesterday I was goofing around and happened to see a pretty interesting listing in our marketplace. So I'm going to use that as an example. So let's just say I've found a really unique property. It may not necessarily be my listing, but it could, somebody else's listing. You can actually take that listing and promote it on social media. You can do all kinds of stuff with it. Per IDX regulations, anything that is promoted or any links, it's got to mention who the listing brokerage is, but it doesn't necessarily list who the listing agent is, depending on your MLS and the rules and regulations. In Arizona, it only has to promote the listing brokerage, but your name, your contact information, everything can be associated with that listing, even though it's another company's listing. There's no law against that. I mean, technically, if you go to your company website, you have all the listings in the MLS right on your website anyway. So again, just don't put language in there as like, check out this great new listing that I just listed yesterday, and it's John Smith with Coldwell Banker. Yeah, you're going to get in trouble if you do something like that. But if you say, hey, here's a really cool listing new to the market, if you have questions or want to schedule a showing, let me know and I'll coordinate that with the listing agent. Something along those lines. That's okay. So here we've got a listing, really interesting property out in Queen Creek, which is kind of an outlying community, but I'm not going to get into the details of it. This is more just for demonstration purposes. So what I can do here is I can click on the listing. And again, this goes for any property. It can be your listing. It can be another a fellow agent's listing in the office. I would say if you're going to promote somebody's listing, they're an agent in the office with you, it might be worthwhile to just communicate with them and say, hey, I love this listing you just put on, Baker Street. Do you mind if I share it on my social media, get some interest in it, maybe procure a buyer for you? I mean, it's all about exposure. And I think any listing agent would appreciate the additional exposure that one of their listings gets. But you just never know. You might run into that person who has a very particular client or they've got a unique situation. And you may want to, they may not want you to share that. So, Carol, do you have to ask for permission from the agent? Again, best practice is yes. Because what will happen is if somebody feels like you are stealing their thunder, they're going to come back at you and it may not be a pleasant conversation, but all you got to do is just remove the post or, take down the link, whatever the case may be. It isn't hard to fix it. So best practice is to always ask the agent before you just blast it out there. But I think for the most part, a listing agent's probably going to be okay with it. And, taking my manager hat off, the likelihood of somebody else seeing it because you're posting it on your page is going to be slim to none unless you're friends with a lot of fellow agents in your community and maybe they might see it that way. So just kind of put yourself in the other person's shoes. If somebody were to post their listing on your listing on their social media, how would you react to it? Again, I think we're all about getting exposure, and that's what this is all about. But just depending on the agent or how they what additional information they put in the post, that might trigger something that you're like, oh, I don't like that as much as I probably should. So anyhow, so yeah, I say always ask for permission just to be safe, and maybe develop a connection with that agent as well. You can kind of work together down the road somehow, some way. All right, so over here on the right hand side, you have these different options. Now, this agent is not a Remax agent, okay? This co-listing agent is not a Remax agent. So I'm just making it clear that, this is not our listing. This is not my listing. It's not our listing. So you can send it via email. You have to have the contact in your CRM. I don't think you can just put in an email address. I think they'll actually add it in if you do. So let's like Tyler Yahoo at gmail.com. Yeah, you have to have the contact in your system in order to be able to email it to them. So you just have to quickly click over to your contacts, add the contact in, and then you'd be able to send it to them. Add the MLS ID if you choose. You can use the advanced editor if you want to have a more customized, more graphical email that you are sending to the person, but you don't have to do this. You actually have to kind of build it from scratch. So I'm not a big fan of things that take extra time when you're just trying to get some information out to somebody via email. What I do like is this use Smart Assistant. So I can click promote a listing, and this is kind of an AI type tool where it's going to create verbiage, if you will, for the email that is going to go out. And it takes them just a minute for it to load up. And I can even click on that, maybe force it through, click it again. Sometimes it pops right up, sometimes it doesn't. Okay, there you go. Now it pops up. And then you can put in whatever you want. Check out this great new listing with a hanger attached. Yeah. This house has a hangar that leads out onto a runway of a private airport. So again, cool property. Click that. It should populate. There you go. Perfect. So now it's gonna pull in all this information about the property because we've selected it up here. And then it's got your signature and some other stuff. And you can come in and edit this a little bit if you want. And then you click send, and that's going to send it to the recipients. You can carbon copy and blind carbon copy people on this as well. So if you're wanting to send it to a husband and a wife, or two roommates or whoever, you can do that. So anyhow, I'm not going to click send because I'll just pop up some error messages. I don't need to send it. But at the point you click send, it should send it out and you're done. So yes, I do want to exit out of this, so I'm going to close that. Now, boost property is, we talked about this a little bit last week. Boosting a property is social media advertising through Facebook and LinkedIn. So it's actually creating an ad for the listing, and the cost to do so varies from about $50 up to like $250, $300. It just depends on how long you want that ad to run. Just kind of like you would pay for a newspaper ad or a magazine ad back in the day. You can scale it up and scale it down. You can kind of have a target market. So if you wanted to have it be viewable by people within a certain area, you can do that as well. But I'm not going to get into those details today, but that's what the property boost is for. Under more actions, you can send it via text, which is going to send it out via the smart number. And if you want to know more about the smart number, you can do a search under the support tab over here under more support resources. Just type in a smart number and you'll learn all about the smart number. Add to save, so this would save it to that contact. If you had a certain group of agents identified by hashtags, and remember that's how you can categorize people, and there's no limit to how many hashtags you have assigned to a person. So you can have a hashtag that, let's say airplane enthusiast. You have a hashtag for airplane enthusiasts. You could email this listing to all the contacts in your list that are airplane enthusiasts. Text to hashtags, kind of the same thing, only it's going out via text message. If you want to generate a QR code, you can click on that, and then you would just on a Windows machine, you can right click on it and save the image on that on your computer. On a Mac, I think it's command click will allow you to do that. I'm not entirely sure. I've never been really entrenched into the Mac world, so my memory is a little thin. Now, I think I heard somebody say something. Was there a question that came up?
I had a question. When the QR code is created or generated, where does it lead to?
That's a great question. It's going to take it to a listing detail page on your website.
On my website.
Correct. Your Remax site. Remember, all of you have living, breathing, Remax branded, personalized websites, and all the lead activity and anything that happens within that website goes back to you. So if you use the QR code, it's going to take them to a direct link to the property on your website. where they can see more photos and get more information and things like that. Okay. Let's see, print flyer, pretty self-explanatory. You can, create flyers for it. You can create a presentation for the property. You can quickly post it to your Facebook page, Twitter, also known as X, and Pinterest, or I'm sorry, Pinterest. So you can quickly send those to your social media channels as well. And again, it's got your information next to it, but it will mention that, hey, this listing is actually courtesy of Coldwell Banker or some other, whatever the listing brokerage is. So it's not giving the listing agent's information out unless your MLS requires that. But I don't know all of the different MLSs on the East Coast that our offices are part of and all other rules and regulations. So you'd have to talk to one of your managers or one of your MLS support team for that kind of clarification. Direct links. So this is a cool link. This is something that you can click on or copy and paste it. That's what this little kind of blue icon over here is doing. If I scroll down and see this kind of like double box thing, if I click on that, it's going to copy the actual link to my clipboard on my computer, and I can then paste it anywhere I want. So I can paste it into an email. I can do a lot of stuff with it. It's just essentially copying the link, and then it's taking them to the link to that property on my website. So if you click up here, you can see they're on my website, and here's all the information about that property. Now, one thing that's kind of interesting about this, and I'll get into more details about this later, is, okay, great, I want to look at these photos. Oh, cool, there's 1 photo, 2 photo, 3 photo. Uh-oh, it's asking me to register. I cannot look at any other photos here unless I enter in my contact information. Now, I'm acting as a consumer at this point. I'm not acting as an agent. It doesn't know I'm a real estate agent. I'm just a visitor to a website, according to what I'm looking at here. So if I, as a consumer, want to look at more photos, I have to enter my contact information in, and then I essentially become a lead for the agent that shared this link, which would be you in this case. And the client also gets, or the visitor gets, access to all the different photos and whatnot, so they can finally kind of see everything that is available on your website, which ultimately is the goal. But they call this a registration page, or a locked registration page. So I can't look at any more photos or do anything else if I use this link that I just snagged off this direct link page. Now, there is a way to get around this. If you email the link to yourself or to someone, the link that is emailed to that person, and again, you can send it to yourself. And I've said from the very get-go with all my trainings, I highly encourage you to set yourself up as a contact within your CRM. Don't use the same phone number that you have registered for yourself with Remax, because if you try like doing a text thing or something, it's gonna crash, because you can't have it's complicated. But just trust me on this. You don't put a phone number in that you are primarily using for business purposes. Enter a spouse's or a friend's number or kid's number or something like that, and you can kind of test out the system that way. But anyhow, you can email it to yourself, and then the link that you get emailed, that link is actually an unlocked link that the person will be able to see all of the photos and information. So they are not prompted to register. Now, it's kind of a double-edged sword. Okay, yeah, you give them everything and you hope they register at some point with you, or you give them a little bit and you force them to register with you. So if your goal is to really generate leads, yeah, you kind of want that registration pushed a little bit more forward to get that consumer that you're trying to attract to register. But if you're just posting on social media, doing something fun with it or whatever, I don't know, you may not want to lock down that link where they have to register. So again, this is the same screen that you're going to see whether it's your listing or any active listing that you pull up within the system. Now, a couple things I want to point out here: matching buyers. So this becomes really useful if you've got a lot of contacts in your CRM and you want to have this property sent to all the different buyers that would potentially have an interest in this listing based off of square footage and price and some just very basic details. make sure they're a buyer status. So I don't have any in my CRM because I just don't have a lot of contacts in there. I really do this for demo purposes. So if I had a bunch of buyers and whatnot in my CRM, it would pull it up, and then I could easily share this listing with those contacts. Now up here, I can click on listing promotion. And this is where I can create print and digital designs for that particular listings. So I can create a flyer, or if I click on quick create, I can have it send me a just listed, just reduced, probably open house, just sold. In this case, we would do a just listed. This is certainly a Remax collection listing at about $19 million. I would assume that it fits the criteria. When I click create assets, it's going to email me an email with different links in it to the materials, like a flyer, a postcard, a social media post, all branded to you and with the Remax collection branding on it. So this is a quick, easy way to get a flyer or something for your listing or somebody else's listing. So if you're like doing an open house for an agent, you can come in here, you could select their listing that you're going to be holding open, then click quick create, click on open house, and then click create assets. And then all of a sudden you're going to get an email sent to you with open house branded materials for that particular listing. Now, if you want to create something more personalized, more customization, you can click on Design Center. And this is a whole big hairy animal within the system where you can create all kinds of stuff. So flyers, postcards, door hangers, brochures, social media posts of different sizes. You can create videos. You can do a lot within this system. And then I'll actually get into the creating a flyer and doing some stuff in there here in just a little bit. But just kind of want you to see the flow and where you can click on things to create materials and promote the property and promote yourself. Because again, that's really what this is about. Yeah, the property's cool. There's a lot of neat things about it, but ultimately you're just trying to keep your name, your face, your phone number, your email top of mind, especially when you're posting this online or maybe sending out flyers to the neighborhood or something along those lines. So now, a way to really promote a listing, and in this case, I would say this would be your listing that we're talking about, is I'm going to go back to the dashboard. I'm going to kind of hit reset for a second here. So here we are back at the main dashboard for Bold Trail. I'm going to go down to the More button down here on the left. I'm not clicking on it. I'm just putting my mouse over it. And then I'm going to click on Playbooks. Now, Playbooks are really cool. This is a way to just kind of easily and systematically work through a goal that you have, whether it be, like you see on your screen here, promoting a listing, gathering your sphere, or working your sphere. Now, we've covered gather and work your sphere a little bit already in previous sessions, but I'm going to talk about promote a listing here now. So I'm going to click on Open Playbook. And then I can do my listing or company listings. You cannot do this with another company listing. So that example that I was using earlier, we wouldn't be able to use that. We can only promote our listing or listings within our office. So over on the right-hand side, you can see some of the listings that I've promoted previously in demo sessions. And then I can come down here and I can scroll through, or if I know the actual MLS ID or the address of a property that I want to promote, I can enter it there and it would pull it up. So let's just say this this property on here, we'll do this one in Mesa. I can click on Start Promoting. Now this can be your listing too, remember. So if I go to my listings, and if I had listings, it would just pop up right there. I wouldn't have to go looking for it. So, but because I don't have any active listings, I'm going to utilize one of my agents. So I'll grab this one here, click Start Promoting. Now, essentially what I can do here is two different things. I can easily post this to social media, or I can also send it to all of the agents in my office. So I constantly get requests from my agents say, hey, I've got this new listing. It's really cool. It's got a great price. It's been remodeled. I think it's going to go quick. How can I get it to all the people in the office? This is how you do it. Okay. So here you are. Announce your listing right here. notify agents. Click on that, and then it's going to bring up this section over here. Now, we have 3 offices that in Scottsdale. Now, for Jersey and Florida, you might see other ones that pop up here. I don't know of a good way to identify which office is which. So like this says Scottsdale, but I don't know if it's our office in Central Scottsdale or if it's one in North Scottsdale. I haven't figured out how to distinguish these. Obviously, my Tucson office, I can figure that one out pretty easily, but I can actually have more than one office. So if I know I just want to send it to all the agents in those 2 Scottsdale offices, I can select those 2 offices. If I wanted to send it to a particular agent, I can select an agent out of this box here. So now if I had a team that I wanted to send it to, I could send it to the team as well. So I'm not actually going to send this out, but let's just say I wanted to make sure it got sent to our 2 Scottsdale office agents. Promote a listing. I can click on this little blue edit button or edit link here to edit the actual email message. I can click on basic editor to go back and just keep it real simple looking, which I would encourage you to do. And you can come in and manipulate the message however you choose, and then click done when you have created it. And then you can change the subject line to whatever you want. If you've created an email template that's in the campaigns component, we've talked about that in week 2. You can utilize or find your specific email template that you have already created, or you can just use the one that they recommend, which oh God, I already forgot the name of it. But here are all the different email templates that are available. So I could do like new listing. Then if I wanted to edit it, I can click on edit. Now, if I wanted to use video, because I'm a button pusher, I see a button, I say, ooh, what's this? And I click on it. So the use video is a way to, if you had an actual like a YouTube video or a Vimeo video for that property, you could put that in there. So if I click video, drag it over, click on the video here, this is the advanced editor. But if I had the link to the YouTube video or the Vimeo video, I would paste it in there, and then whenever this gets sent out, the video would show up in the email that is being sent out to all the agents. So this is a little bit more advanced. I don't want to get too far into the weeds and lose y'all, but that's what this use video button will do. You don't have to use it, just know that's what it does. So cool, everything looks good. I've changed my email, everything looks great. And then at this point, I would click send email. But again, for demo purposes, I'm not actually going to do that. But if you click send email, obviously it's going to send the email to all the agents within these offices or whoever you've designated to receive that email down here below. Okay. So I'm going to back up just a little bit, take a sip of my coffee again. And if anybody has any questions, now would be a good time to speak up or type it in the chat.
Hey, Tyler, when you do send out that email, is there a place where you can see where it was sent out? Like almost kind of like a history or like sent email. Is that in there in the CRM?
I think the only place you might be able to see that is when you click on this revisit or continue a playbook. Again, I haven't actually sent anything, so you might, over here in the top left corner, you see playbook results. It would tell you, maybe who interacted with it or who it got sent to. I think that's probably what you're looking for there. So, Anna Marie, yeah. Here, let me post the contact information again. Here you go. Perfect. There's the contact information. Is there a way to make a QR code link to a personal video? Not within this system, no. So Anna Marie, the QR codes are strictly restricted to the links to a actual property. As far as I know, there's not a way to create a QR code within the Bold Trail system. But if you remind me as we get down towards the end, I have an idea of how you can do this, but it's outside of the Bold Trail system. It's actually part of the Remax system, just not a part of Bold Trail. So Anna Marie, I will get into that a little bit later. I want to make sure we cover the meat of what my agenda is, and then if there's time, I will absolutely get off and start answering other questions on how to do this. So it's a great idea, and I'd be happy to help you with it. All right, so promote a listing, open playbook. So I'm going to go back here, company listings, and then I just want to show you one more thing. So Caldwell Way down in Marana, beautiful community outside of Tucson. So leverage social media. This is where I can create a digital promotion. And then here is where you can create squeeze pages and landing pages for your property or the property of somebody else within your office. So a landing page link is a quick one-page info for that particular listing. I'm going to show you what it looks like here. So if I copy this, and actually, I guess I could just click copy right there. It's right in front of me. Paste it. So here's what a landing page looks like. So basic information. They can enter their email, cell phone number if they want. And you do have a little bit of control over how this looks. So again, this is something that you could create a link to your website or post it to social media or text it, email it to a friend or family member or client. You can do a lot of things because this URL is, like any other URL, you can copy and paste it pretty much anywhere. So now, how do you change this? How do you make this look a little bit different? So you go back here, and then you click on Edit Landing Page. And for those of you that are like, wait, tell me more about the squeeze page. I'll get to it. Just give me a second. So click Edit Landing Page. So here's where you can click Require Phone. And then this right here is going to change what the button says. So see price and picks. That's kind of like what they found works best, but you can put here, contact me. Okay, now if I go down, it changes to contact me. Then the background I can change to a lot of different things. I can leave it as the primary photo of the property, but if I wanted to, change it to be something else, that's what these background images are. And then light theme or dark theme is pretty self-explanatory. And then that's pretty much it. You can't get in here and edit the text or anything. It's just a very down and dirty way to create a landing page for the for that property. Okay. Now let's see the squeeze page. I'll show you what that looks like. Give it just a second here. So a squeeze page is basically going to take them to the page where they are essentially required to enter information. Now, because I've already essentially maxed out my views of photos on properties, the system's just automatically telling me I need to register, which it's doing exactly what it's supposed to. If this was my first time into the system today, it would show me the property photos. I'd be able to view a few of them, and then it'd prompt me to register. So again, the system's looking at me as a contact, not a real estate agent. Now, here's what is really interesting is over here under Edit Settings. This is where you can change the amount of photos you're allowing somebody to look at before you're forcing them to register and divulge contact private information. So I could say, okay, yeah, I'll let them look at about 10 photos. And then after that, if they've looked at 10, I think I need to hear from them. Or you could just come down here and say never. Now, depending on what your goal is and what you're utilizing this link for and all that's up to you to determine this. You've got the links over here. This is a short link. So this is a quick short link that is text friendly, or you could like put it in an email, or I mean, you could put it in a lot of different places, but it's just something that isn't super long like this, that somebody, if they were to have to try to retype it in, it wouldn't take them half a day to do it. So the short link is just a shortened version of this. They go to the same place, they essentially do the same thing, and you're good to go. Now, source is, hey, okay, I'm going to post, I'm using this squeeze page to generate leads, and I'm going to be promoting this squeeze page through ad spend on Facebook, Google, Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever. That's if you're utilizing that. And then hashtags would be anybody that enters their contact information in. So they get that registration page on this particular squeeze page. If you want them to be automatically tagged with like Marana Homes, I can, whoops, I have to hit enter. So anytime somebody enters their registration information after clicking on this link, they're automatically going to have this hashtag associated with them. So that makes it easy for me to follow up with them. If I have more listings in the area, the city, the neighborhood, I can then, I send emails or send communication to all of those contacts based off of the hashtag that's been assigned to them here through this squeeze page. So a squeeze page is called a squeeze page because it's trying to kind of squeeze information out of the person that's on your page there. That's why it's called a squeeze page. So fun fact, use it for Jeopardy next week. Virtual tour is basically just a slideshow of the property. I don't like the fact that it links to Zillow, but that's just the way it is. So it's taking if the property has the virtual tour already uploaded it to it, that's where it's going to go. So it looks like this person actually put in like a Matterport tour. So not all of the properties are going to have this virtual tour link below it, I believe. But that's what that's regarding. So again, if you are promoting your listing and you have a virtual tour that you've posted in the MLS, that's something that will probably be of more interest to you. But if you're promoting somebody else's listing, maybe not. And then obviously you've got these links to share it to Facebook, Twitter, or Pinterest. Okay. So digital promotion, property boost, we talked about. Follow up and communicate. Initial, I don't think we need to mess around with those today. Contact matching buyers, we already talked about that a little bit. Utilize custom text code. You can, in your communication that you send out to, if you're doing an ad or if you're doing a mailer or something like that, you can say text code blah 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 blah, whatever this is here. And when they text that number saying I want more info or something like that, they'll get dropped into your CRM, and they'll be identified as people that were interested in this particular property, MLS number, things like that. You can go in and edit the settings and things like that. So a little bit more advanced. Not going to get into the details of that right now, but those are options there. And again, I alluded to this a little bit earlier. Under the More button down here, support resources, you can quickly and easily get a lot of help with this system just by doing a search within the platform. I found it is extremely beneficial and useful and user friendly. And then you've got this little chat bubble down here in the bottom right hand corner where you can actually communicate with the support staff within the Bold Trail system and Remax support as well. So you've got a lot of support and things behind this system. So if I've gone too fast through something, or if you just, tomorrow you're trying to do something, you can't exactly remember where I was or how I did it, you can very likely find the answer to what you're looking for under one of these links here. Okay. I'm going to take a pause here and see if there's any other questions you might have. All right. We're doing good. So now I'm going to show you how to create promotional materials for your listings, or again, somebody else's listing. So if I wanted to go to my listings, so again, here's this property I sold a while ago. I can click create assets next to it. Anytime you see a create assets button, you can click on that and then create what we were looking at before. But what I'm going to actually show you here is how to manipulate a listing photo or a listing flyer or postcard or whatever it is you're trying to create. So you have a lot of different options over here on the left-hand side: postcards, door hangers, brochures, so on and so forth. Let's just say I want to create a flyer for this particular property. So scroll down, you'll see there's 6 different options here. I can go to all media over here and I can click on flyers. I'll get some other options here as well. So here's a lot of other listing flyers that I could create, 112 of them to be exact. If I want them to be a little bit more remaxified, I can do Remax red, white, and blue, and then there's 3 there. Or if I wanted US, I can click on that and it'll give me some different options. So, but what I want to do is listing promotion. And these are all the different listing promotion flyers. So it looks like there's 18 of them in the system at the moment, and they're constantly updating and tweaking these. So let's say I want to create a 1-page flyer for this particular property. These are all 2-page. There we go. Well, we'll click on this one. Doesn't matter. They all essentially work the same when you're trying to edit them. So, and the fact that I'm doing this on a sold listing, that might be limiting my my options as well. But let's see how this goes. So right now it's pulling in the imagery and whatnot that's available on that listing. And again, because it's a sold listing, it's not pulling in additional photos. It's just pulling the primary photo. So on your active listings, it would pull more photos. And actually, I think I'm going to back out real quick and click on company listings and just hang with me for 1 second. I'm going to do this with a different property so we can kind of see in more detail how this works. So let's see, listing promotion, design center. Here we are. Okay. Boom shakalaka. Here we go. Company flyers. All right. So let's just say I want to click this flyer here, and then it's going to bring up a property with more photos. So this particular template has a limit of 4 photos. You can't really adjust the design layout, but you can change the content. So anywhere where I put my mouse over and it kind of turns this kind of yellowish color, if I can hover over it and I can put a cursor in it, it will allow me to change that information. And you can put in anything you want. So just reduced for a quick sale. I mean, you can put in anything you want in these boxes. The price, I don't know if it's, yeah, you can change the price. And then this just listed, let's see, how do I scroll up a little bit? There we go. Just got to drag it. Then over here on the right-hand side, I can change what I want the tagline to be. So, price reduced. So if I click on that, it's going to change the headline to just reduced. So there you go. Now, for demonstration purposes, I'm not going to get in and mess around with all the verbiage, but what I do want to show you is, okay, so here it's pulled the first 4 photos of this listing out of the MLS, which really does you no favors because it's all basically the same photo, right? So click on the little pencil icon, click on swap image, and then if you'll scroll down, you'll be able to see all the other photos that are assigned to this property via the MLS. So if there's some wonky photo that's in here, oh my God, this is a hoarder house. This is awesome. I picked a perfect listing. All right, so here we go. We're going to click on this one, insert file, and you can quickly change the photos. Let's get a picture of that beautiful backyard here. Fantastic. I love it. And then down here, you've got your contact information. You can zoom in. I recommend you kind of check this stuff out, make sure that the company name isn't, I've seen weird things happen down here where like your contact information is listed a couple times or the company name is listed a couple times. So just like Remax Excalibur, I think they get the point with all the logos and whatnot. So maybe I just want to delete that out. Okay. Now per ADRE regulations and whatnot, you definitely want to make sure your company name is somewhere on the flyer. So in our state, it puts the Remax logo and the Remax Excalibur logo. In Florida, Jersey, it might do something different, okay? Now, we were kind of talking about QR codes, and this still isn't the answer you're looking for, Anne-Marie, but I haven't forgotten about you. But you can add a QR code to your flyer. And let me zoom out. Where did it go? QR code. Select linked website. I click on my website. And it should drop it in. There it goes. Perfect. All right. So now I can grab this QR code and shrink it down. And then what this is going to do is if somebody utilizes this QR code, they've got the flyer in their hand, they take a picture of it with their phone, it's going to bring up the actual listing on my website on their phone. So as I've said before, COVID made QR codes cool again. I encourage you to use them. People are still very much engaged with them and enjoy what they, the value they bring. So you can turn that on and off if you choose. If you're co-listing this or doing something different, you can add in other co-agents in your office or a team. And then here is where you can actually download and or print the item that you have just created. So now if you're doing a social media post, obviously you're not going to print it or not likely to print it. You would download it and then you would share it on your business page, personal page, wherever you want it to go. So download allows you to download that PDF to your computer, which you can then send to your own printer or upload to like Staples and have them print it. If you have a professional printer, you would want them to use the with bleed option because that is the more fancy way of printing things. So somebody that's going to have like the images are all the way up against the edge of the paper, that's what you would need the bleed for. But if you're just printing it at home or having a friend print it, you're not trying to do anything super fancy, the canvas size is all you need. Then you click download now and that will download it to your computer. Now they do have Remax, or Bold Trail I should say, has a deal with Express Docs, which is a nationwide printing company where you can send the file to them. They will generate the materials, 50 flyers, 100 flyers, 1,000 flyers. They'll print them, high quality paper, glossy, and you can use this coupon code here to save 20% off on your printing. But I just want to make it extremely clear. You do not have to use a Remax vendor to print these materials. You can download them onto your computer and print them anywhere you want. You can email it to whoever you want and have them print it. It does not matter. I've had multiple agents ask me, well, it says I have to print it with Express Docs. I don't want to use Express Docs. That's great. Don't use them. I think they're a great company. They'll do a great job for you. But if you've got a $2,000 printer sitting on your desk at home and you're using that, yeah, you're going to use it. So just click download to your computer and print it off wherever you are. And hopefully your printer works and everything comes out the way you want it to. So now let's see. I think that's really all I wanted to get into on this. The last thing I wanted to show you was some market data. Now, if you have any questions about flyers, creating items in the design center, this would be a good time to do so. So you can ask questions. While you're in Design Center, you may want to click on your settings up here just to make sure all of your stuff looks the way you want it to. You can link your Instagram and LinkedIn and do some other stuff as well. So if you want to utilize those features, you can get in there and update your profile, if you will, your settings. All right, no other questions. So the market data, I'm going to try to get through this real quick, and then Anne Marie, you're gonna help me button this up, okay? So on your website, but also on Remax.com. So I'm going to go to Remax.com. Whoops. This is a tool that an agent actually showed to me that he uses in his presentation to sellers. If you go to sell, and I'll show you where you can do this on your website as well, but the Remax.com site gives you a little bit more information so you can see what's going on. I'm going to enter in this property address that I saved. I think you cannot do this on actively listed properties. I want to make that clear. This only works on properties that are not actively listed. So if you are trying to show this report to your current seller, utilize an address in the same neighborhood or nearby. So if it's like 1234 East Baker Street, do 1236 East Baker Street, and then you should be able to get the report. So here's a market report through Remax.com, and it shows estimated home values. Nice house. And then it shows, it pulls in these different valuations from home junction, home valuation, and the Z word. You can scroll down and it will show you what the market activity is. Now, the way that this agent used this is he was able to see that the pin was in this like light white area, and light white means not very active. So he was basically able to talk to his seller and say, look, I understand you're not getting a lot of showings, a lot of offers, a lot of activity on your home. It's because the area your home is in is just not getting a lot of interest. You know, it's out in an outlying community or something along those lines. And here are the stats and the data to substantiate that. So again, if you scroll down, there's a lot of data here that is provided, comps and other stuff. Now, again, this is on the remax.com page. You do have something similar on your website that you can utilize should you choose to do so. So I can go to tylerleon.remax.com. So this is my website. I click on sell. And then I'm going to put in the address of the property I'm wanting to look at or get the valuation on. And then I click next. Now it's going to give me 2 little bits of information. It's got all of my contact information and everything around it because this is my page. It's not my listing. I mean, this is just a curious seller going into your website saying, I wonder what my home is worth. So they enter in their address and then it provides this basic information. Now, if they scroll down, they'll see, okay, here's some of that data in the reporting that we saw on the previous screen. But if I want to see more data, I'm going to have to enter my information, which is kind of the goal here, right? If you've got a curious seller, they want a more detailed report, or if they want access to all the data, they would then need to put in their contact information, set up a password, check off the box saying that, yeah, it's okay if you call or email them. And then once they click submit, they get dropped in as a contact within your CRM. So it's a way to generate seller leads, essentially, is what you're doing. Now, this URL up here that you're looking at in the top left-hand corner, that's what you're going to want to share, post, copy and paste to an email, wherever you want to take this link and share it so your audience sees it is entirely up to you. So let's see, I see a question come up. Can I put a link directly to that page where a homeowner can put? Absolutely. And I think that's exactly what I just said. So hopefully that answered your question, Anne-Marie. Yeah, this link up in the top left-hand corner or in your URL, your web bar, toolbar, that's what you're going to copy and paste. So if I were to just kind of back out a little bit and start over. So to get to that link, click sell on your website. Make sure on your website, if you just post the remax.com sell link, if they put in their information, that person is free game for any agent to get as a lead. So don't promote the remax.com page. That's more for you to do, like when you're sitting down with a seller and they're grumbling about, they're not happy with, how the market is moving and the showings and things like that. That's when you can be like, okay, I got you. Let's open up this link, go to this page, enter in your house information, and then here's some data we can talk about and explain where we need to go from here with marketing your property. So this is for lead generation purposes. The one you're looking at here, this is more for seller consultation purposes is what I would call it. So now you can actually take this link here. So if you generate this report on behalf of somebody, you can take this link and email it to them. But again, you're kind of putting yourself at risk. The system doesn't know that you're working with this person that you're sending this link to. So if they decide that they want to contact a Remax agent thinking they're communicating with you, they're probably going to get routed to somebody else. Again, the system is just not smart enough to know that you have provided this to them because you're on the general remax.com page. So cool tool, available to everybody. Remax.com is a publicly accessible site. And one last thing to point out here, I just realized I forgot to cover this. If you refresh this page, it's going to continue to bring you back to the page where to the property information that was last entered in. To basically flush this out and start over, you would have to close all the tabs, go back into your website, and then do the search all over. You can't just like refresh the page and do a search for another property or do another home valuation. You have to close the tab and then it will reset it for you. So that way you don't get stuck. So now, any other questions? And then Anne-Marie, I'm going to get to your question here. Does Bold Trail allow for mass emails with tracking? Yes, but you can only email to the people that are in your contact list. So you can't just like grab a spreadsheet of email addresses, copy and paste it into an email and send it out. The system doesn't work that way. You have to actually load all of the people you want to communicate with into your CRM as individual contacts. And then you can assign hashtags to them, and then you can go into the system and send an email to everybody with the particular hashtag that you've created for those contacts. And again, you can utilize the help within the Bold Trail, the support resources to email those. When I first started using Bold Trail, the editor was terrible for newsletters. It's improving, and I understand they're going to be making it better, but it is what it is. I don't control it, and unfortunately, nobody within Remax Select controls it or Remax Excalibur. So you're just going to have to go in and look at it, and if you like it, great. If you don't, I don't have a solution for you within the Bold Trail system. There's not editors to choose from. You either have the basic editor or the advanced editor. That's it. But I have heard that they are working to do some interesting things with the website and email editors based off of the acquisition of the Boomtown system that they completed last year, I believe. The Boomtown system had a pretty cool interface for manipulating websites and emails and things like that. So I've heard that they're going to start incorporating that into the Bold Trail platform, but I have no idea when that's going to happen, what it's going to look like. Just keep an eye on the emails from Remax and your staff for updates on those types of things. So, all right. So I'm going to get to the question that Anne Marie had, and that is, how can I link a QR code to a video? So this is my off the top of my head solution. There's probably some streamlined service out there that will do this very easily for you, but if you like free like I do, this is probably your best way to do it. So the first thing you're going to have to do is shoot the video either via your computer or your phone. Okay. Once you've got the video, and I don't have enough time to show the exact details, so just kind of listen to me and hear me out, and I'll show you something here that will help you out as well. So you have the video, you've created it. You're going to need to upload it to a service like Google Drive, Dropbox, iCloud, some system that you can create a public link to that video file that is basically a URL that will go to that video. So let's see, I utilize Dropbox, and Dropbox has a free service. If you're a Gmail or Google person, you can utilize the Google Drive system, but I'm a Dropbox guy. So if I go to public and I have got my video uploaded in my CRM, or I'm sorry, uploaded into my Dropbox account within the Windows system, you right click on it, go to Dropbox, and then you click Dropbox link, and you can do something similar within the iCloud and Google Drive system. But again, for time purposes, I'm going to just try to fly through this using Dropbox. So click copy Dropbox link. Now I'm going to go to remax.net. I'm going to sign back into the Max Center. And then what I'm looking for is the URL shortener, which is right here. Again, if you don't see it initially, click on Apps and Tools, click on URL shortener. Now, I use the URL shortener all the time because I love these little links as opposed to these 4,000 character Dropbox links. You can't text a Dropbox link, not easily, but you can the shortened link. So let's say I've got my Dropbox link to my video that I have just recorded, put on my computer, put in my Dropbox account, whatever, click create link. What do I want to call this? Personal video to Sam. Okay, you can't, I think it will eventually limit out on how many letters you use, but we'll just do personal video to Sam. Okay, and then here I paste the link that I copied from my Dropbox. So if I go over here, you'll see it says dropbox.com, and here's the actual link to that video that is in my Dropbox account. So now I click create. So here it is at the very top, and then I can click copy link. I can edit this. So if I actually want to have kind of a link that makes sense, that isn't just a mishmash of words, of letters and numbers, I can do ties, 123 video. Okay. I don't want to do something that I might actually use in the future. So I'm just going to do this for demonstration purposes. Click save. And now that link, I can text, I can email, I can do anything I want to with that link and send it to somebody. Now, Anna Marie, QR code. Here's the QR code. You can download the QR code and save it as a PNG or SVG file, depending on what you're doing. PNG is probably what you're going to use most of the time. So you can download that QR code, and now that QR code will be saved to your computer. You can name it whatever you want, click save, and now it's saved on your computer, and you can use that image and upload it to your flyer or your website or wherever you want it to go. And now you have a QR code that is going to take them to the video you have created. One other cool thing about this is if you click on this little sideways snowman quick actions button, you can click links, link analytics and reporting. So you can create this shortened link for any long URL that you choose. So if you want to know how many people are actually interacting with that link, oh shoot, yeah, here, let me click on this one because I just created that. Link analytics and reporting. It's going to actually show me how many people have clicked on it, where they clicked on it from, things like that. So if I was like doing a boosted ad or something on Facebook or Google or somewhere else where I'm paying for advertising and utilizing this shortened link that I've created, I would be able to have metrics. Now, it's not going to tell me who clicked on it unless I was using an email system that does have tracking in it and things like that. But this is just kind of general metrics. It tells me, hey, is anybody actually seeing this or not? That's basically what this is telling me. So the URL shortener tool, pretty cool system. Not really a part of Bold Trail, but it is part of the Remax Max Center ecosystem, and free to use, really cool. For those of you that were familiar with like Bitly or Owly or one of those services, those still exist. But the nice thing about this one is it's got the Remax brand in it. So it says https://rem.ax. So it's like a Remax branded URL shortener to, again, keep that brand at the forefront of people's minds. So I'm looking at the clock. I'm over time. I'm sorry if I've kept you longer than you had hoped, but hopefully you've gotten some good information out of this. I understand everything is being recorded and posted to the portal. And for my Arizona associates, we've got it posted in Gary's videos each week. So you can find it within our internal email system as well. That rem.ax /Tech Tuesday link, I'm going to grab that again. You can always find it there as well. Just give me a second. I got to find it. Boom. Posting it in the chat. So again, this link that I just posted in the chat, that will take you all to the recordings of the videos that I've created and will be creating. And yeah, holy smokes, I'm out of breath. Hopefully I didn't put anybody to sleep, and if you did, hopefully you got a good nap. But anyhow, here's my contact information one last time. Phone, call, text, email, I do it all. I'm not a 9 to 5 guy. If something comes up on the weekend or late in the day or early in the morning, I will reply, I promise. The TidyCal system is just a quick, easy way to actually book a time with me where we're both scheduled. I like to try to keep control of my schedule as much as I can, just like you. So that might be helpful to both of us depending on the scenario, but you're always welcome to just reach out and I'll do my best to help you. So I've still got time here. I don't have any other content that I'm planning to share, but I'm happy to answer questions. You can unmute yourself, type in the chat box. I'll hang out here for a few minutes unless everybody's just ready to move on with their day and go sell some homes. Okay. To all of you saying thank you. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you being online. Anne-Marie, the recording for today, I'll have in that shortened URL, that Remax link. I'll probably have that up within give me about an hour. I need to do some editing with it just to make sure it's all my video and not the Idona's, because they're all stitched together. So it takes a little bit of time to separate them out. And once that's done, I'll have it in the link. So I'd say, if nothing else, by the end of the day, it should be up and running. But within an hour is what I'll shoot for. Okay. You're very welcome. Any other questions, comments? The Bold Trail system's awesome, folks. you know, the membership fees at Remax are substantial, and this is a tremendous value that you get out of what you pay to be a part of Remax. You get the brand, you get the support, you get the knowledge, you get the education, the tools. I mean, this thing is awesome. I mean, it just blows me away when I meet with recruits and they're like, I can't believe you just provide this to your agents. We got charged $600 a month for this over where I was. Like, I mean, it's just it's crazy how much stuff is available to you. So it's impossible to use it all, but just get in, chip away at it, you know, nibble on it here and there, have some fun with it, get your friends, your clients, your family involved, test it out, play with it. I think you'll find there's a lot of value that you can get out of this. So we got 2 more sessions coming up. Let me see. I'm pulling up my calendar here to see. I forget what the next sessions are. So let's see. On the 25th is going to be seller and buyer presentation. So we're going to be using showing you how to use the present system. So basically, if you are interested in creating a remaxified CMA or buyer presentation for your sellers and buyers, you'll definitely want to tune in next week on the 25th. And then week 6 on March 4th, which will be the last one of the series, we're going to get into the Open House app, using the Bold Trail app, understanding the Lead Concierge program. I know Idona talked a little bit about that before I came online. We'll get into Property Boost and some other things within the marketplace. Kind of just put a bow on all of the tools that are available to you within the Bold Trail platform. So again, reach out anytime you need help. I'm happy to help you. It doesn't matter if you're in Florida, New Jersey, Virginia Beach, the moon, Phoenix. I'm here to help you. So I hope to hear from you. Share your success stories. If you've come up with a cool tip, I'd love to hear about it and share it with our fellow agents. I always say when the water rises, so do all the boats in it. So helping everybody out will only help the entire brand out, the whole company. So, all right, I don't see any more comments, questions.
Tyler, I have
Yeah.
a question. Sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead, please.
Okay, I got my huge link. I'm on URL shortener. Can you remind me where I have to go after that?
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen here. Give me just 1 second. All right, so you can see my screen where I'm at the URL shortener, right?
Not yet. Oh yeah, now I do. Yes.
Now
yes,
you do.
yes.
Perfect. Okay, so you create the link.
I did. Yes.
Okay, perfect. And then it shows up, the most recent link you've created will be the top one. If you're like me and you've got a billion of them here, you can always search for them using this little search box up here, if you know what you called it. So you can copy the link. You can do the QR code by clicking on the QR code button and download the QR code of your choice. 99% of the time, all you need is the PNG file. But if you're doing something online, the SVG file might be what you need. So if you're a real techie person, the SVG file might be what you need. But for the rest of us commoners, PNG is probably all you need. And then you can download that to your computer. Now,
Okay. I created the link.
Okay. So what are you trying to accomplish at this point?
Two things. I'd like to shorten my link.
Okay.
So I just put the original in. That's done. And then
Okay.
it says original link is there. I titled it. Is there.
Okay.
What do I do next?
So you click the create button. So
Yeah.
you have to give it a name, and then you have your original super long link in here, and then it should allow you to click the create button once those 2 fields are filled in.
Yes, now I have the original link and the shortened link. So I just copy and paste the shortened link to put it on the MLS.
Yeah, you can take this copy link and just click on it, or you can drag and copy and paste. But honestly, it's just easier to click this copy link button. It'll save it to your computer clipboard. Now, if you want to personalize this link a little bit so it doesn't look like one of these gobbledygook kind of links here, you can click on this pencil icon and you can change it to whatever you want it to be. 1, 2, 3. Awesome.
Oh, that's great. I could put the address, right, of the property maybe.
You can, but only if it's short enough. It kind of defeats the purpose to have a link that's 123 West Alabama Slammer Drive. It's not going to let you have a super long link. it's going to reject it. So you need to keep it down to about maybe 12 characters, I think, is 10 or 12 characters is the limit.
Okay. 12 characters. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Not a
Appreciate it.
problem at all. Yeah, these systems, I love them because you really can't break them. You know, if you get in and you goof up, just click cancel or click the back button on your browser and you kind of get back to where you were. So don't be afraid to play around with these things. You'll learn a lot and hopefully be able to use it even more than you thought. I think I heard somebody say something. Were there any other questions? Looks like we're good. All right. Fantastic. All right. Well, if anybody's got any last second questions, please go right ahead. I see there's a hand up, but I think I just answered their question. I'm sorry, it just says iPhone. I don't see a name, so I don't know who that was, but I'll go ahead and lower the hand. And if everybody's good, then I think we'll call it a day. We'll go sell some real estate, make some new connections, make some friends, and hopefully maybe scrap together a buck or two, huh? All right, everybody. Go have a great day. Thanks for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday, 8 o'clock Arizona time, 10 o'clock East Coast time. We're going to be talking about the present system, and I look forward to seeing you then. Take care, everybody.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for tuning in.